Hablo español. Hola, ¿cómo está? Hablo inglés. Yeah, yeah, cool intro. We're gonna, This is my IRL OC, in case you guys, nobody's wondering. But, we're just gonna use this one. So, first things first, my name is not Leah. This was my friend's OC, and I just edited it. My name is MK. So, first things first, you obviously gotta make your OC, which I've already done. And then, what I do, I've got a bunch of preset poses, so like if I just want to move like, sorry, I just got a new phone, it keeps doing that. If anybody else's phone's doing that, then, we can be friends, because I can't stand it. So let's say like I wanted, just like a hand on the hip pose, but I just wanted like like the arm to move. I would just separately screenshot the arm and then do all that. But for now, if you already know how to make a body sheet, skip a lot of this, but this is gonna be super quick. I already have this pre-made. I've just separated all of my body parts. Personally, I think you're only gonna need like half of this, but I think white works depending on your color that you have, but I just go ahead and do green. Simply turn sideways and then just screenshot it. And then you're going to go to, I just paint. This is my body sheet for my OC. I've got a bunch of extra, like I've got some extra mouse here. I've got a couple of extra heads because I'll, like, if I want to, like, change the expression, I can just change that. It's the cool thing about having your own body shape. Fine. Sorry. Okay, but for this one was obviously used for the Love For You animation. So I've got the hair. I've got the back arm, the front arm, the body, everything, blah, 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 the face. I always do this. I just have one full leg and then one half leg. I just think it's easier personally. So there's two ways you could do this. You can take a body part like this, there's the brush, and then you just click lasso, and then you've got add, subtract, and move selection. Do that. Make sure you've only got that, and then just go here and duplicate it if you want to do that. Personally, I've recently found if you just go ahead and edit everything how you like. Oh, yeah. And let's say you have a green background behind all this, and you need to get rid of it. Go to erase. This is editing mechanic. I kind of realized while editing this, my voice sounds very deep, and that is not because of anything bad. It's just because when I'm sitting on the couch and two, I don't feel very well. So my voice is very deep there, but now I feel better. So my voice is just not normally that deep. Eraser, go to bucket, and then you just press that enough times to where all the green is gone. There's a couple other hacks there, but I'm not gonna go into that right now. So I'm just gonna be showing how to animate upper body right now. We're not even gonna worry about legs, but let's move on to the next step. Sorry. Open up Alight Motion and then go to projects. For example, this is okay, no, that's a bad example. So for not too long. I say that considering the fact that I don't have any extra time, but I spread it out the amount of time. Okay, first, so you've created a new project. You can go back and watch me if you have never done that before, but you're going to grab all your body sheet parts, and you're just going to kind of line them up however you would like. This is an Alight Motion tutorial. This is not CapCut. I've realized how many people animate in CapCut is actually insane, because I tried animating on CapCut and it went. We're not gonna do that. Okay, so place all the body parts together. Not all of them, obviously. We're gonna start with just this, but once you've got all of these 3 body parts together, it's going to depend on how you want the arms to go. For now, I'm just going to kind of show you a bunch of tips, but we're going to make the arms move simply, and then I'll make a video on more extreme. This is beginner, okay. By the way, I'm just kind of, you can just kind of watch me do this here and then do it for you. But this is just kind of putting the body sheet all into Alight motion. These 3 little lines, you hold that down to move it. There's a lot of small things that I'm gonna try to go into. But once you've got all this, I think the hardest part for me at least is the head. We're gonna use this head, but it's just like getting it right. I always feel like it's either too small or too big. But last thing last, what? That didn't make any sense. You get add in hair. So we can now have our body sheet. The next step is pretty important. So let's click on something such as the head. You've got your little, we always going to move and transform. You've got your little square over here. Click on it, and a little circle will be in the middle. First, I watched a video on this. It didn't make sense. But basically, that little circle right there, you want to move it to the center of your head, but for like an arm. So right now, if I move the arm, it's going to move like this, or wherever that circle is. Let's say the circle is over here. It's going to be moving in a circle. So go click here and put the circle like wherever the limbs would attach. I thought this involved science at first. It doesn't. It's just wherever you want it to move. And for the body, I normally put it on the neck, but sometimes I put it on the middle. It depends. And then we'll put that there. And then for the back stuff, you can't see. Just kind of estimate it. It's not that big of a deal. Do it for everything, though. It's important that you do it for absolutely everything. Because if you don't, then it's not going to be fun. Because you're going to have one part that moves and one part that doesn't. We can have the head rock back and forth. You can do this. Okay, now graphs. God, I love these and hate these at the same time. So you'd be surprised that every single graph is something different. It mostly just takes messing around with. And I would recommend watching that ad, but since I'm not going to export this, just not going to worry about that right now. So so every graph does something different. This graph makes it move like that. This graph makes it move more. Every graph does something different. I've never used this graph. I don't know why you would even need that graph. And then there's this graph. Looks like a robot. So for the head, we're not really going to worry about it because most animations you wouldn't have to worry about moving the head. I think the main thing is mostly the arms. So for your front arm, I recommend putting whatever you're going to use just go ahead and put it at the front for everything, just so you don't have to go back and do that later and redo everything you just did. Trust me, it will happen to you if you keep doing this. So I normally start with just the shoulder, and you can just move it up, move it down, move it however. We're going to move ours up. And then, so for this, we go to the end, and we're going to move the arm how we want it. And then here's the big thing. Right here, it's obviously moved right here. And then we're just going to move it up, and look at that. And then we go, so never put a graph on this. It looks weird. You can try it, but it's going to look really weird. So I would recommend here doing like this, but I personally love this graph. So if you do that there, it kind of, I don't know, you just got to kind of play around with the graph. Every graph is something different, like I said. So just play around, see what you can make. And then for the back arm, let's say we want to put it down. We won't have to move that. We'll just move this, and then we'll move it over. So we're gonna go like this, And you might see that like the back arm's poking out a little bit, so we'll just put it behind. So you've already made this, so it's pretty much just waving goodbye. It's like bye-bye. And by the way, if you want it to be above the head, I would recommend just moving the head right here. And then look, now it's waving above the head. Okay, so that's pretty much all the basics I can think of, except for animating hair. The easiest way I can animate hair is go here, and then just the top one, just move it over that way a bunch, and then move it over that way a bunch, and then go to graphs, and then do that, and then your hair is moving. I would recommend putting, like, fixing to where that doesn't stick out on the top of the head. But apart from that, bye-bye. And normally, there's a lot of other ways to animate hair. I've seen a lot of people use this, wave warp thingy. I've tried using it. I'm not much for, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't even know why I'm making this.